that are set to be brought into Uganda's the Uganda People's Defence Forces bill that will change following the January 2025 Supreme Court judgment that blocked the trial of civilians before the General Court-Martial.
Matters. Actively deliberated on the above matters in light of various testimonies of affected persons and communities and the historical perspective by the learned Attorney General, among others, do hereby resolve as follows. To support the proposed amendments to the UPDF Act as presented by the Honorable Attorney General with the following broad principles. That misconduct by serving military personnel be tried in the first instance by the military court-martial with the right of appeal through the civilian courts. 2, that civilians who acquire specified firearms illegally be tried by the military court-martial in the first instance with the right of appeal through the civilian courts. 3, that provision be made to provide for right of appeal from decisions of court-martial to civilian courts, implying the court-martials will be subordinate to the civilian court.
Nobody is trying to defeat the decision of Supreme Court. What the Parliamentary Caucus and the government is doing is to conform. Judges make laws. And when they make laws, through advisory or whatever means, we have to make laws that conform to what judges are saying. And that's what the caucus has labored into. So there's no contradiction. So all will be well. They have adopted the general principles, wait for the bill when it will come.
Hundreds of Christians gathered in Jinja to welcome the Orthodox Pope during his pastoral visit. The event was attended by bishops, members of parliament, and many followers of the faith.
Το Πατριαρχείο μας, η Ορθόδοξη Εκκλησία, σεμνύνεται για αυτή την επαρχία του. Οι πρώτοι Ιεραπόστολοι που πήρανε το φως από την Αλεξάνδρεια, Ουγγαντέζοι, ήρθαν εδώ και κήρυξαν.
His Excellency the President of the Uganda for the host he did to our Patriarch. I want to thank also for the people of Uganda, the way they received the blessings of our Beatitude the Pope. And I want also to thank the people of Soga, in particular Chabazinga, the way they have received our Pope and the blessings of our Pope.
Because of the Pope visit, His Beatitude Patriarch Theodore II is important, is very significant in that he comes at a time to give more blessings, to comfort those who are challenged, amidst the mounting tension as we go forward towards the coming elections. And to that extent, we thank him for his timely visit.
We express thanks to the team that has enabled the Pope Patriarch Theodore II to come to Jinja. He has blessed us, and he has blessed us abundantly. He had an opportunity, we had an opportunity as leaders to be blessed. He laid his holy hand on us, and as leaders, we are now ready for the second term in office.
Environment conservation stakeholders have launched the Kampala Buzzline campaign aimed at greening Kampala areas. Presiding over the launch, the Executive Director of National Forestry Authority NFA, Stuart Maniraguha, represented by the Head of Communications Aldon Walukamba, reiterated that Uganda's forest cover vision 2040 of having 24% forest cover will be achieved if everyone plays their role.
Currently, Uganda's forest cover is at 15%, indicating an increase of 6% compared to the year 2015. However, Uganda's Vision 2040 to have over 20% forest cover calls for everyone's participation to realize.
We managed to raise the percentage of forest cover from 2015 to currently to 15%. But through activities like these, we would like to achieve forest cover of 24%, just like it was in 1990. And that's why, as the National Forest Authority, we'll always support such initiatives. Please just write to the Executive Director and we'll support you with seedlings.
Thus, the environment stakeholders, including Buganda Kingdom, National Forestry Authority, Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, and others, have patterned to regreening Kampala by planting and encouraging people to plant more trees.
A call of action to the government. We urge you to prioritize urban biodiversity conservation in estate planning. We need policies that protect pollinator habitats and integrate green spaces into infrastructure development. To the schools and educational institutions, join us in making environmental education a core part of your curriculum.
At the launch of Kampala Buzzline campaign that has been held in Kawempe, schools have been pointed out as a major key players in fulfilling the campaign objectives.
This plan should aim at training a group of innovation talents for our education in Uganda so we can improve our learners' scientific inquiry abilities, even in regards to environmental conservation for the pollinator.
We have that program of Echibira Chakabaka Tree Initiative, in which we do plant trees, and NFA is a partner. We plant trees, but we encourage planting of indigenous tree species. You will need a tree that's going to consume that carbon and then flower. That is how it serves the purpose.
Request help and backup from the Uganda National Wildlife Authority. I had a project of planting fruit trees in Kampala. Not only planting trees, but also planting fruit trees.
The Kampala Buzzline initiative aims at improving pollinator habitats and engaging community-based bodies and residents in planting for pollinators, bees and butterflies. Irene Faith Nantongo, Andrew Sebida, UBC News.
Massacre Ahmed Barracks is under renovation as part of the aftermath of the Tarehe Sita celebrations. The administration block, the Army Secondary and Primary School are undergoing transformation. Now, to ease the burden from the enforcement body, Kansai Plascon Uganda has donated paint worth 24 million Ugandan shillings. Handing over the paint, Plascon Managing Director Santosh Gumte highlighted how the Plascon's relations with the forces goes way back. Brigadier Del Sande, who received the paint, was ecstatic of the gesture.
It has been great meet you, General. Ku Ahmad Division ya UPDF nga tuwaayo langi okuyambako okuddabulula ebizimbe byabwe eby'amasomero abaana baabwe basomera. Tusanyuse okuba nti tusobodde okusinkana omukulu akulembera wano Brigadier General Sande ne ttiimu ye atwaniriza bulungi era ne tukkaanya nti tujja kugenda mu maaso n'enkolagana eno ennungi nga tukwataganira wamu okuddiza abantu baffe mu kitundu kino. Tuvudde mabega yonna nga tukwatagana bulungi ne UPDF mu ngeri ez'enjawulo, ebitongole bya UPDF ebyenjawulo naddala eky'obuzimbi ekya NEC tukwatagana bulungi Air Force tukwatagana bulungi ate nabo balina amaduuka gaabwe Defence Forces mu barracks ez'enjawulo langi yaffe etundibwayo nnyo era abajaasi bagikozesa bulungi bajaagalira ddala.
With UPDF we have a very long-term relationship. I mean, we are dealing with different divisions. We are dealing with their construction wing, we are dealing with the Air Force, we are also dealing with the Defence Forces shops, and we are very happy now and very honored actually to be here and re-strengthening this bond and this relationship. So we have committed to paint starting with the roof of the primary school, but there are other blocks as well, and I have again given our commitment that we will supply paint also for those blocks.
And we thank the administration of Kansai, Plascon, to have considered our concerns, and of course to listen to our call, and for purposes of continuing our friendship, hardening our friendship, relationship, which started a long time ago. So we thank them for coming. We appreciate, and we promise that this relationship must always continue forever and ever.
Great job from Plascon Paints. Now, the government of Uganda is hosting top Qatari influencers on a 7-day familiarization trip to promote the country's rich culture and natural heritage. Led by Ambassador Mohamed Baswari Kezala, Deputy Head of Mission at the Uganda Embassy in Qatar, the delegation will visit Bwindi Impenetrable National Park to see the mountain gorillas, Murchison Falls and Ginger City, known for its river activities. Ambassador Kezala says the trip is a strategic effort to strengthen cultural ties between Qatar and Uganda while raising awareness of Uganda's tourism, positioning it as a must-visit destination for Qatari visitors.
As according to the vision of His Excellency, we are expected to raise it to 500 billion US dollars. And the strategy to achieve that is called ATMS. As government, we intend to achieve that through agricultural transformation. A stands for agricultural transformation, and T stands for tourism promotion. M stands for mining, and S stands for science, innovation, and technology. So this delegation is here to answer one of those letters, T, in our pursuit of building the economy tenfold in the next 10 years. So we decided, as the Embassy of Uganda in Doha, to identify the top tier Qatar influencers, people who talk and the Qataris listen, people who Qataris look for on social media, on the digital platforms, find out what are they saying so that we pick interest, we make a decision. And we decided to bring them here for 7 days to take them across the country, not the whole country like I've told you, all of these endowments. All of these are things they have come to see, get back home, tell the Qatari supermarket, source markets, impress upon them to come and visit the country, so that we get money from tourism, so that we get investors, so that we get business people, so that we also cement the bilateral relations between the two countries.
Immediately upon arriving here, I understood the meaning, the pearl of Africa. The nature, the diversity, it's almost unreal. For someone who comes from the Gulf, you have to understand Qatar is probably one of the flattest countries in the world. So for us to go hiking and trekking amongst a diverse range of flora and fauna and bugs that are the size of things that I've never seen before in my life that can fly. All of these things add to the experience.
Let's take a short break and we'll be back with more stories.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Osmosis again. Osmosis tried to pay. Money wasn't enough. He checked every pocket. Money wasn't enough. Osi, we're sorting it. With the Momo, we're sorting it. Osmosis checked again. Money still not enough. He looked everywhere. Hey, but what is going on? Osi, we're sorting it. With the Momo, we're sorting it.
When your money is not enough, we're sorting it with MTN Momo. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# to add call with Momo Advance and pay bills, send money or buy bundles.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
Honorable Barugari Balamatenyi is inviting all residents of Nyangai Division, Masindi District, to a government program's impact assessment rally on Sunday, February 23rd, 2025, starting at 11 a.m. The event will feature the Museveni Cup female and male football finals, making it an exciting day out for the community. The minister is also using this opportunity to appeal to all Bunyoro to vote and support President Yoweri Museveni and the Yellow Party overwhelmingly in the 2026 elections. This rally is organized in preparation for our beloved President Museveni's PDM tour, which aims to assess the impact of government programs on the ground.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. In more stories, Uganda has embarked on efforts to strengthen data protection and privacy practices with organizations that collect and process personal data. This comes in the wake of Uganda's expanding digital economy, where businesses are increasingly reliant on the digital platforms for effective service delivery. The Director of National Data Protection, Stella Alibatese, sounded this during the launch of the toolkit to empower organizations to comply with the Data Protection and Privacy Act.
The unveiling and launch of this data protection toolkit followed a series of stakeholder consultations conducted last year, 2024. It is meant to support organizations in ensuring compliance with the Data Protection and Privacy Act. Stella Alivatese is the Director, National Data Protection.
This toolkit is more than just a guide. It's a roadmap to compliance, a catalyst for change, and a tool for building a safer data privacy ecosystem.
The toolkit is a comprehensive resource packed with practical tools, templates, and step-by-step guidance. Organizations can use it to assess their data protection practices, identify gaps, and take corrective actions. It was developed with the input of financial sector deepening Uganda, with guidance from National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITAU.
I'm sure all of us know that personal data is very sensitive, and we need to have a conducive policy, legal and regulatory environment to not only secure our data, personal data, but also to facilitate the use of the data for development.
By creating a competent pool of trained practitioners, PDPO will be able to amplify the impact of this initiative, ensuring that data protection principles are understood and implemented within the various organizations.
The toolkit is seen as a digital transformation game changer for business operators.
This will help us build more trust, especially with the customers, help them bridge any gaps of data privacy, and encourage more safe handling and safeguarding of data that we have within our organizations.
As we ensure and endeavor to serve Ugandans and to get financial services to every Ugandan, as we use their data, that needs to be done in a safe and secure way.
The toolkit is seen to be a valuable resource that businesses and stakeholders should take advantage of. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Government equipment worth over 5 billion Ugandan shillings has been reported redundant for over 5 years at Kabiramaido Technical Institute in Kabiramaido District. The issue was raised by the officer in charge of monitoring in Teso and Karamoja sub-regions, Lieutenant General Peter Ilwelu, while on a monitoring tour of government projects in Kabiramaido District.
A number of government equipment ranging from bakery unit, oil mill, maize mill, rice mill, feed mill, water bottling and fruits processing plant have been redundant for the last 5 years at Kabiramaido Technical Institute in Kabiramaido District. The machines worth over 5 billion Uganda shillings were delivered to the institute under the government program of training for production, especially to provide practical hands-on experience to students and also to generate income to run the institution.
We have machines for a bakery unit, which is now operational, but we lack the space to house them properly. We also have the oil mill, which is also lacking the housing, but the mill can work. It's lacking a filter and then repair of the motor. We also have the maize mill, the small maize mill that we use for the institution. It needs to be reassembled, reinstalled very well.
The institute's principal, Moses Ngek, revealed that the equipment is underutilized due to inadequate power supply and lack of space, among other things.
To revamp all this equipment, we will need government support in form of technology, in form of technical know-how expertise, in form of funding to help us put the three-phase line back in phase, back in installation, because we don't have that, the power supply. And the generator we have is of a lower capacity. It cannot run this unit.
Local leaders argue that there was little involvement of the district authorities from the initial stages of the project, resulting in some errors by the contractor.
There are some errors here and there in the machines. That is not the problem of the government, but it is the problem of the contractor that was identified.
Machines are good, but we only failed to have them operating.
Shocked by the prevailing situation, Lieutenant General Ilwelu vowed to table the issue to the relevant authorities for action.
I'll make sure that I follow it up and make sure that these equipments are operational. We shall, whether it requires us to go wherever we need to go, to make sure that these machines are put into good use, we are going to do that. But otherwise, government has really done a great job in this institution. Given everything, what is now remaining is operationalization.
The institute, sitting on 58 acres, offers 7 national certificate courses comprising of agriculture production, agribusiness and agro-processing, motor vehicle repair, electrical installation, building, woodwork technology and fashion and design. Valerie Mwahulwa, Dilak Salomo, UBC News.
In Yumbe district, a groundbreaking financial initiative is set to transform the lives of both Muslims and non-Muslims. The Microfinance Support Center has launched a stakeholders engagement program aimed at fostering financial inclusion through the introduction of Islamic banking, an interest-free financial model designed to empower communities. Williams Okweda, MSC Regional Manager, addressed the gathering in Yumbe district, emphasizing that this model encourages accountability and sustainable business growth.
The purpose of such an engagement is to ensure that everyone within the country is brought on board regarding Islamic financing. For Finance Support Center, we started this initiative way back in 2017, and so far we have a portfolio that we are managing. We expect what is expected out of this engagement. At the end of this engagement, we expect that the people of Yumbe and surrounding areas are sensitized. They get to be aware about Islamic finance products and the benefits that it offers. Besides that, we are also coming in to tell the community what MSC has done so far and what we are capable of doing ahead of time, so that they get included in the overall financing strategy under the financial inclusion strategy.
The good thing with Islamic banking is, one, you must have the trust to reveal the profit. You have not from the business. When we are ready to reveal the profit, then Islamic banking will become easy. But where we hide the information about our income, then also it becomes difficult.
I support it because I want that money to be returned without what? Without interest. And I will work for that money. And this is what people they are eager, waiting for that. As I said, as a Muslim, we don't want interest. We don't want interest. That's why most of our people, they don't want to ask for loans.
Uncertainty looms over U.S.-Ukraine relations as Ukraine enters the 4th year of war with Russia. Recent shifts in Washington's rhetoric have raised fears that Ukraine could be pressured into an unfavorable peace deal or be left to confront Russia without the U.S. support. While most Ukrainians are now in favor of peace talks, many insist any settlement be on Ukraine's terms. I beg your pardon.
By war veteran Petro Krasitsky and his family doctor. After serving in the army in 2015 and again following Russia's invasion, Krasitsky envisioned the clinic during his recovery from 2 strokes and multiple concussions. With Ukraine's veteran population expected to reach 4 to 5 million, he says he sees the center as an investment in the country's future.
If we didn't believe in the future of our country, we wouldn't have started any of this. There will be no medical center. We would have simply gone abroad, and that would have been the end of it.
Many in Ukraine share Krasitsky's optimism, but recent shift in U.S. policy and rhetoric have many worried about the country's future as it enters a 4th year of war with Russia. Ukrainians fear that wavering U.S. commitment could undermine efforts to hold back the Russian invaders and weaken Ukraine's position at any future negotiations. Maria Mezintseva, a lawmaker from President Volodymyr Zelensky's ruling party, told VOA that the pressure is high and that some messages about Ukraine are disappointing.
We still expect just peace fair negotiations and nothing to be decided about Ukraine without Ukraine. We are expecting tough times, but I already see this unity, which we started probably to lose a little bit, coming back. And maybe these shakeups are needed for the purpose.
Gallup's latest survey shows 52% of Ukrainians support peace talks. Alexei Melnik from the Razumkov Center, a Ukrainian public policy think tank, notes that he sees growing sense of realism in Ukrainian society about the prospect for peace.
There is a general understanding that the ceasefire, possible ceasefire, is not the end of the war. The prevailing opinion.
That's all we had for you in this hour. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Stay tuned for more programming coming your way on UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda. Have a good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring you.